You are live here on State of Play. We didn't get opportunity to travel to Washington, D.C. for the spring meetings, but a lot of people did, including the finance minister and a host of others. And we'll send them there with one mission, to try and beg some more and see that and hopefully get China, the Paris Club, the rest of the lending world to forgive us our debt or restructure it. I mean, in the best case scenario. So it's done now. But something else caught our attention while they were there.
No, before you continue, you send them to go and do what? Beg some more.
Beg some more.
Okay. And that's what we have become anyway.
Yeah, we're begging, and it looks like we're not flying around the world to go and beg. But spring meeting offer an opportunity where everybody else is in one place.
Yeah, and the IMF was helping us organize press conferences.
Yes,
to tell our story.
Yeah, they were also opening doors for us to get into meetings where we can beg some more. I mean, bottom line, that's what it is.
Oh yeah,
that's what it is.
I mean, that's what we wished.
What the car? Ain't a pouch chop? What there? Mint, yeah. And then, what can you do for me? But as China will do, okay, can you restructure it? Can you extend the maturity? A whole host of things.
Oh no.
Yeah, so
you're owing. So what do you? I mean, what else can you?
I said about but as it is, the Ofori-Atta is proving that adage that Okafor the D to be very, very true. In going to beg, he's actually turned it around into an achievement. Your ability to beg quicker, faster, more efficiently has become an achievement. That for me,
but no. But the question is have we been able?
It's unprecedented.
What is unprecedented here? The fact that
the
today,
unprecedented nature
is that what?
Is that the ability to beg faster, quicker, more efficiently is an achievement. How? But you had him at the place.
Oh yes. But that's what the problem is. That the fact that today our finance minister is in there begging and comparing us to countries that ordinarily he never would want to compare us to. Yeah. Now you're comparing yourself. Today we're saying that our total GDP is in excess of 600 billion Ghana cedis. That means that our total GDP is in excess of $50 billion.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very little. It doesn't make a lot of sense that at this point in time this should be our GDP. But you have countries like Chad around 11, 12, 13 billion dollars GDP. And that's the country you go comparing yourself to.
Yeah.
That you are able, I mean, how have we sunk this low? I mean, what surprises me is that we have sunk so low that our ability to have a staff level agreement in record, to even strike an agreement at the staff level is an achievement.
It's amazing, huh?
Oh my!
It's an amazing thing. I mean, and for me, it says a lot about the mentality of the finance minister and those leading this initiative to try and save us from economic apocalypse. And in their heads, it isn't bad enough that it got us here, right? They have to find a way to make this crisis, turn this crisis around, and their struggles to get us out of a ditch they dug for us into another celebratory milestone. But I'm not surprised. For those of you who have seen the flyer we put out, this appears to be the stock and trade of the finance minister. Isn't the same man who celebrated the Kinky party?
Yes, successful Eurobond, appreciation of the Ghana cedi, and the IMF program. 2019.
Yeah.
We're celebrating with Kinky and Wachi. And we were told that if everybody ate Kinky and Wachi, the economy will be better.
Yeah.
Today.
Same man. So in other words, Winston, I am broke. I came to you and I said, I want money, right? I want loan. Give me help. Now you give me the money. And then I negotiate small and you give me the money at a fair affordable rate in terms of interest rate more. When I take the money finish, now go and do Kinky party and say, Charlie, come and celebrate me. Because I am broke and I got Winston to give me money, but it was a lower interest rate compared to all the government before. That in essence.
Yeah, but you see,
so we're celebrating.
You see, I mean, what surprises me in all of this? Today, the IMF issued the World Bank issued a statement.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, to say that because we have defaulted in the payment of our Eurobond, that matures in 2030, and they guaranteed it in 2015. They're going to be paying the coupon rate.
You mean the World Bank?
Yeah, World Bank, yeah. The World Bank is going to pay.
Yeah.
For us. Yeah. Because we have defaulted. And look, let it just sink. All of us who think that, we've not defaulted, we have just put it on hold. It's not true. You have defaulted. And so for those that can make claims to other things, like the World Bank's guarantee, the World Bank is shared with the whole world today. Today, as we speak. That they've had to pay. They've admitted they have to pay it for us.
Yeah.
Just think about it. A sovereign nation like Ghana, the country that consistently reminded everybody that we're a proud nation, went to school with all these guys who are, in Yale. I mean, all these guys at Yale and everywhere else were in the same classes with them. We beat them, bragging like Donald Trump would do. I beat them. Of course, he delivered in America. But we bragged about everything. Oh, we're in the same schools with them so we can manage the economy. Today, we have a Minister General, Supervisor at the Finance Ministry, and a Governor General, Supervisor at the Bank of Ghana. I mean, what sort of a country are we? That everything we do, and see what saddens me is that even in failure, we are still sloganeering.
It's amazing.
Even in failure, we're still getting slogans.
That is the whole essence of this conversation we are having. And you put it perfectly. They are still finding a way to turn the failure into slogan.
Yeah.
I mean, so you it's not bad that you failed, but I failed spectacularly. That the little progress you make in trying to clean up this mess, we should celebrate you for it. I mean, so in essence, he's telling us, the Ghanaians who have been suffering in the last 1 year because of the economic crisis, the pensioner bondholders who have not been paid their coupons and interest rates, the individual bondholders who are struggling, the Eurobond guys who have not been paid, the high cost of living that has knocked a lot of people out in the markets and the poor folks on the streets. He's telling all of us that because of the mess they created, listen, I'm going to help you. Clap for me, because my begging abilities has caught the eye and the praise of a few people who, in their interest, really, when people forget, the IMF and the World Bank, they are no charities.
No.
The IMF is not a charity organization. Do you know the reason why China has been insisting that the Bretton Woods institution also take a hit on the loans they're giving us? And that has been a thorny issue. Just as at the spring meeting that China, we heard the reports that China is backing down on those demands, right?
Because of geopolitics, I mean, they've pushed China into a corner, making China look at China as very bad.
Exactly.
I mean, but really, realistically,
so when you hear and they finance the IMF guy who was in charge of Africa, George was telling me, did a press conference and was praising Ghana how we have been so quick and efficient in trying to mobilize what we need to come to the table for a conversation even around the debt restructuring. And he says they finished the meeting, and a lot of the Ghana boys were excited that the IMF guy was applauding our aggression with the begging. Honestly, for me, that's what it is. So, and that the IMF guy was saying, "Oh, Ghana has done everything, compared to Zambia." Compared to Zambia, you see, and what people don't tell us, the people who are, and I blame the IMF for a lot. Zambia is struggling because Zambia's debt portfolio is different from our portfolio.
Yeah.
Zambia's exposure to China is $6 billion.
Exactly.
Ours is 1.7, isn't it what it is?
Yeah, it is 1.7.
So it pales in comparison. That is why that struggle, because for us, China can do something about 1.7. It's okay.
Yeah.
But 6 billion, it's almost 5 times what we
exactly.
What we owe China.
The thing about 6 billion, now that you're pushing China, so in the Zambian case, for instance, China would have to do something. China should not write off all of that debt.
Of course.
Now, and the realistic thing here is this: the IMF and let me just simply make it the Bretton Woods institutions have decided not to take any hit in all of this.
Yeah.
All multilateral debts are exempted.
Yeah.
From any program. And that's why China started by saying, why don't you also take a bit of hit?
Yeah.
Because if you're asking me to do so, you better do the same.
Yeah.
So if Ghana is 1.7 billion and you're saying, I'm willing to pay, restructure it such that it takes you to 2028 or something, China may be willing to do so. What is Zambia asking? Zambia's problems are huge.
Significantly.
Yes. And look, China is not prepared to let everything go because China is also ready between the lines and realize that, look, if I let everything go, these guys are going to make a fool out of me. And so, but even if we're the same, should you, in failure, be singing your praise? You see, so where are we today? We're going to the IMF because we have a balance of payment issue. We're going to the IMF because we pretended our economy was doing well when we were actually artificially managing the economy.
Yeah.
We've gone to the IMF because we did not build a resilient economy, but built an economy with slogans.
Yeah.
That's all we did. That was just all we did. As far back as 2019, we're being warned. Look, and because of economic diplomacy, and because, look, we've gone for the, we've gone for advisors here and there who are pushing China, who are pushing others. The United States is willing to help us because they realize that they've lost Africa to China and Russia. Yeah. Russia is giving that forgiveness. The moment they realize they've lost Africa to, China, Russia, Middle East, and all of that, they want to get it back. How do they get it back now? They will support you with some of these programs. They don't have much money to lose. So what they do is that I'm willing to pass you when we get to the board, level, and then you become so excited. Now they push China into a corner, and China says, "Oh, how about the IMF taking it? So why is China behaving like that?" And globally, it begins to hurt China. And so China would say, "Okay, how about I also play ball? No problem." But that is not an achievement. That is a failure. Look, and we all listened to the president on the State of the Nation address. What did he say? He says that today, in this country, there's freedom of expression to the extent that even the diplomatic corps are engaged in commentary on internal issues. Do you know why they're doing that? Because you're begging them.
Of course.
If we're not begging them, they dare not. So the German ambassador would dare not say the things he said to us. Yeah. And if you think that, if you say we should help you, because we went to the German ambassador and said, "Oh, beg China on our behalf."
Yeah.
I mean, look at how we stoop so low. Beg China on our behalf. I say, if you want me to beg China on your behalf, then you must also do a few things.
That's dictating to you. I mean, he who pays the piper. But you know what this says? For any individual, government, whatever it is, who fails, but does not even recognize his failure, and even in this failure, so ask for you to applaud for him, it tells you one thing: he will repeat that mistake.
Of course,
he will repeat, because, and for me, that is the biggest tragedy of all this. The way it's going, I am and next year is an election year, right? And notice have you seen the proposal to the pension funds?
Oh, yes, I have.
It is, in essence, delaying the inevitable.
Oh, of course.
But they're delaying it to when? 2025. It is all very strategic. They want the fiscal space to spend for the purposes of winning elections.
I mean, I was saying this on the SMS this morning. The fact that today, everything we have done points at one thing. We want the fiscal space to be able to engage in profligate expenditure in 2024, turn around, tell the whole world that the economy is back on track, again engage in PR, run the economy, engage in a PR economy management. And that's all we've been doing. PR economic management. Yeah. Every day. Of course.
Some may say propaganda. You're running the economy propaganda.
Yes, that's what we've been doing.
To borrow from Dr. Baumia.
No, but you see, that's the point. Yes, confidence in the economy is key. There are certain things in an economy that you don't say. And so we've seen the Silicon Valley Bank situation. Yeah. He said the truth and his bank, vanished immediately. But in our part of the world, we just do not tell the lie. So we pretend to be doing things right.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, when it hits us, then we go about and look for excuses and say, this is the reason. All we're doing, and I said it the last time, and people were angry, but I will repeat it. Which manager of an economy, in the midst of difficulty, the only thing he thinks about is breaking the eight?
The only thing you should be thinking about is fixing the economy.
But unfortunately, everything we've thought about in this country is breaking the eight since 2021. Since 2021, everything we've thought about is breaking the eight, as in the MPP government. Always thinking about breaking the eight. Every walk they go, breaking the eight. Everything they do, breaking the eight. Everything they do, breaking the eight. So if the whole country, for us, for the NPP, is how they can win the next election. It has nothing to do with how they will solve the problems you and I are going through.
Awesome. Problems that they have created for you.
Yeah, but you see, like you made the point. When you don't admit you've created a problem, how are you going to solve that problem? Because so far as you're concerned, you created no problem. Yeah. It's the excess capacity charges that has cost you. It is the market sector reforms that has cost you. It is COVID-19 that has cost you. It's Russia, Ukraine that has cost you. And today we added another one. The Treasury hikes, the US Treasury hikes also cost us.
But that is why what you said. That's why I think we should spend some time to really call out the IMF and the World Bank.
Yeah,
I think they are a significant part of this crisis, and it serves the World Bank right that the guys who give us the money, the investors, have written to them to demand the payment because of the guarantee they gave, right?
Yeah.
So according to they explaining to, they said that Ghana did not make its coupon payment due on April. So April 4th, the coupons were
April
due,
14,
they didn't pay. And then April 18, the World Bank received a demand for payment under the policy-based guarantee on behalf of the holders of that 2030 Euro bond. So they will pay.
Yeah.
I'm saying it serves them right. Because this document, in this same document in which they are now telling us why they guaranteed in 2015 and why they now have to pay for us, they still give a free pass to the government.
Of course.
They still are giving a free pass. They say, what is the current situation in Ghana? In other words, why is Ghana still unable to pay its creditors for debts that they gave us, or loans that they gave us in 2015? IMF says, during the COVID-19 pandemic, right? So again, they are repeating what we've heard locally. Ghana's public debt increased significantly, leading to credit rating downgrades, the exit of non-resident investors from the domestic bond market, and ultimately Ghana's loss of access to international capital market. These adverse developments, further exacerbated by price and supply chain shocks from Russia's invasion of Ukraine, have led to a large exchange rate depreciation, a surge in inflation, and pressure on foreign exchange reserves. This is the World Bank.
Yes, but you see...
Now, and here's the thing. Here's why the World Bank, and IMF also repeats this point, they are so wrong. This World Bank should tell us. So, Russia invasion of Ukraine, and you know this thing that has been said, I think is a fantastic anecdote. The country where the bombs are dropping, the inflation is far better than us in Ukraine, right? So he says Russia's invasion of Ukraine had led to exchange rate depreciation, surge in inflation. Okay, surge in inflation. This problem that they talk about, it affects everybody else in the sub-region.
Yeah.
Why is all the other countries in the sub-region in the 20s, the worst case scenario, just above 20 in terms of inflation, but we are 40, right? Even that 40 has improved from the 50, right? So what is the difference between...
Should I answer your question?
Tell me.
Even before, you remember the IMF country director, World Bank country director, who in 2001 was living in Ghana and told all of us that sometimes they tell lies to us.
Okay.
You remember that state? Oh, if you remember, anybody listen to us, you remember this.
Yeah.
Now, this man having been in Ghana, was living in Ghana. I mean, I'm trying to get his name, because I'll look for the name, because, you know, the name that rings a bell is like one of the books I used to read in linguistics. But listen, this is a man who told all of us that, look, they sometimes lied to us.
Why?
Yes, they lied to us. I'm going to get his name right now for you. They lied to us that we were doing well, when in essence we're not doing well. This was in 2001. I remember that very well. So this is economic diplomacy. Now, no, this is diplomacy. Actually, this is diplomacy. Today, the World Bank wants Ghana to get a deal. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If they don't let Ghana get a deal, we are finished.
So what? They have to find a way of justifying our failure.
Yes.
By blaming the other things.
So they would sing the same song that we have been singing. That's the whole problem. That is the whole problem. So it is just like, you know, singing our song so that we can actually feel that we did so well. That's the whole thing.
But that for me is a tragedy. And you know why they've contradicted themselves big time on the back of this document I read? They remember the IMF country director, right? Going on record to make the point that Ghana's problem started way before the COVID-19 struck. Remember that?
Yes.
And in fact, there were MPP folks who took him on for making that pronouncement. You know, and then here you are, down the line, same organization, now using COVID as an excuse for our current mess. That is a clear contradiction. And I think, and the IMF, you know, I just found that quote. This is the IMF country director, Pierre Laporte.
The World Bank Country Director.
The World Bank Country Director, Pierre Laporte, that says the economic challenges currently being experienced may have started even before COVID-19 hit.
But that's what he did.
Right? He said that. He says, then he went on. And this was at the time when the government was all over the place claiming that, it was COVID. Before Ukraine came, there was only COVID. The Ukraine came and they said, we've got a second excuse, right? The IMF director went on record and told the whole world, he said, yes, quote, yes, COVID has not helped. But even before COVID, I'm quoting, there were signs that the situation was getting a little more challenging. Right?
Yeah.
Mr. Laporte explained. So how do you square this with what the same organization is now claiming that and explaining away that our inability to pay and service our obligations is because of COVID-19 pandemic?
That is diplomacy.
Leading to credit rating downgrade.
Do you expect the exit to go and now tell the whole world that we messed up?
But we have to expose
the people that, and it's not the people, they know.
But I'm saying that, but I get you, but we still need to say that. So this was published yesterday, I believe. Yesterday's date was what?
19th. It was on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Yeah.
It was just 9th March 2022 last year.
No, but we know. You see, Evans, the thing is that we know.
Just a year ago.
Even know.
So what has changed?
No, but I told you that in 2019.
In 2022 when I was speaking,
no. See,
COVID had come and passed. I was saying before COVID.
In 2019.
We were in trouble.
In 2019, the DSC that we did told all of us that we were high risk of debt distress. We knew it. They were warning us. We never listened.
So why are they not telling the truth?
No, but why do they tell the truth?
Why are you giving them a pass?
No, why?
You know why? You know why? This is a big deal for me. This is what they do. And then this cycle of economic boom and bust in Ghana, on the average every 5 years we go back, happens. Because when our economic leaders start playing the buffoonery with our economy, they don't tell them the truth. And then when they go back and now asking for help, we still don't tell them the truth.
Yeah.
So why do they expect the IMF, World Bank and others that this economic boom and bust that we're going through will end? You know why? You know what my conclusion? Because they are beneficiaries of our economic mismanagement, of our perennial economic mismanagement. And they, Winston, as we speak, we owe the IMF money.
Sure.
We pay with interest, true or false?
True.
The money that the World Bank give us, don't we pay and pay with interest?
We do.
Look, in effect, the IMF and the World Bank, they are banks.
Of course.
What, give me one of the principal ways through banks make profit. Loans. So they're giving us the loans and they're benefiting off the loans from Ghana. We are their darling boys. And they have gone to the IMF 17 times. So if nobody is going to the IMF for money, IMF will make money. If nobody is going to the IMF for loans, IMF will make money. Ghana, what we do is run on the economy and go. Call on the World Bank. The World Bank will give you something. It's a loan. You will pay back. You will pay back with interest. Right?
And it's sad.
Right? So you have to now begin to appreciate why they will not tell us the truth. Because silently, they want us to fail. Because it's only when we fail that they will keep the leash on us.
Of course.
Look, this is the pure truth. This is it. Fail, keep the leash. Because look, when you don't fail, you become independent. You become independent of IMF, independent of the World Bank. They will not continue to make money off you. They won't dictate to you how to run your economy.
Yeah.
Look, the truth is, a lot of the measures that the government is implementing, we've passed 3 revenue measures. What do you think that is coming from? Do you think the government would dare pass these 3 measures if we're not at the IMF? They are dictating to us. They want to dictate to us and control us. Look, you when the US and others are saying we'll help you, and get money from the IMF. You know why they're doing that? They have selfish interests that they know they can leverage the support they're going to give us to get the IMF to get us to toe their line. And many have suggested that the pushing of this gay agenda may be part of that. have no evidence to suggest that. But the US has said clearly that countries that had gone the way of passing laws such as we are contemplating, they've sanctioned them, right? Or they want sanction. And if we are contemplating passing this law, they will use anything, every means possible to try and hamstress you. Didn't they do that to Mills, and Mills had to call them out? That if that's what you're going to do, then take your money. Didn't Mills say that?
Yeah, he did. Mensah told them to take their money.
I mean, so we need to look at it. We need to look at the bigger picture from it. And for me, that's the thing that concerns me. That everything is happening right now, today, in 2023. In 2023. And the way the IMF and the World Bank is handling this, and the way Ofori-Atta is out there bragging about his ability to beg creatively.
Look, Evans.
And that we should. It means, look, down the line, 2 years, 3 years from down the line, we are back to square one.
Now, let me tell you something. Of course, IMF told us they're just a phone call away when they were leaving us in 2019. But let me tell you one thing. I mean, one businessman in Ghana, a CEO, said something to me. He said, look, Winston, we need how much from the IMF? $3 billion. I tell you what, there's $3 billion right here in this country. And if you were to speak to a lot of businessmen, they would mobilize the $3 billion and give it to you right now, if you are prepared to do a few things right. If you hold discussions with the business community in this country and say, surrender a bit of some of your dollars to me for development, I tell you what, they can surrender the dollars to you for development. But they just do not trust the managers of the economy. Because, to tell you one thing, give them the money today, tomorrow, they engage in a champagne lifestyle on an Akpateshi budget. Because all of a sudden they think they have money.
Yeah.
Give them money today, and all of a sudden, they're telling about the next road that they want to construct, which is not even part of their plans. And you'll be inflated. Why?
Yeah. So, I mean, a few of your comments. I like Frederick's comment. Frederick Ansah Fusu, I think it's on the Joy News handle, where more than 100 people are watching. Frederick says, so now IMF and the World Bank guys are liars. This is shameful. I'm surprised at you, Joy News team. Which bank gives a reckless customer loans? Simple logic. Ghana will soldier on. What you guys expected did not materialize. A big shame on you guys. Okay, here's the thing, Frederick. Ghana will soldier on. What you guys expected, what we expected, was an efficient and proper management of the economy that creates wealth for all of us, not debt, not pain. That's what we expected. So yes, that didn't happen. To that, I agree with you. But the point you made about which bank gives a reckless customer loan, simple logic. That is true, except that the history of the Ghanaian economic manager has shown that we've been reckless. Apart from 2004, before an election year, every election year when we go, we overspend and we always deficit. True or false? True. Okay. So that shows recklessness. And yet, they keep lending and giving us money. So that should tell you something, Frederick. We have been reckless. If we've not been reckless, you would not be going to the IMF every 5 years. Winston, true or false?
Yeah, it's true.
Right? But we go and they keep giving us.
No, they keep giving us because they benefit from our economy too.
Because they benefit. There's a bigger scheme at play here I need to see through. And all we are saying is, we want to stop that cycle. That's all. To stop that cycle.
And guys like Frederick should appreciate a few things. When we always encourage government to borrow, we'll be back a year again. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it again. So, Frederick, all we are saying is that we just wish that our government will stop this cycle. Both NDC and MP, both Ofori-Atta and whoever comes after him, just break this cycle of continuously going back and borrowing and begging. Are you happy, Frederick, that you are passing laws in Parliament that you wouldn't have passed if you were not in this state?
Cry the beloved country.
Absolutely.
That's what it made you.
And look, and enjoy the rest of your day, Frederick. But we thank you for joining us. And I think you need that. Don't yourself, Frederick. I mean, he's expressed a very good point, and we are happy that he joined with his thoughts. Daniel says, "Is the team still a solid team, as we're told?" And others also not happy with Frederick. But it's but that's the beauty of State of Play. Express your thoughts on the subject. Everybody else is welcome. I don't know if there are more thoughts on it. Yeah, I mean, Evans propaganda and I've never been a polling agent, but in 2020 I will be an agent. Okay. Hey, this Winston guy is everywhere. Why is he the only political analysis on multimedia Ghana BBC? Okay. Okay. Please, where's Raymond Akwa? Where's Raymond Akwa?
Raymond is conducting an interview.
Okay.
So that's why I couldn't.
Enjoy the rest of your day, people.